The Jedi Order was never the unbreakable shield of peace they claimed to be. Looking back, their legacy is not one of salvation. It is one of postponement. They did not prevent the galaxy's collapse, they simply rescheduled it. For 1,000 years, the Jedi mistook silence for peace. To the galaxy, they were guardians. But to the Force itself, they were becoming something else entirely, an obstruction. This is not a story of heroes fighting villains. It is a story about a system designed to endure, and the tragedy of what happens when endurance replaces adaptation. Peace, as the Jedi defined it, was not dynamic. It was static. It was a moment frozen in time. Their presence resembled a massive glacier, ancient, majestic, and seemingly immovable. But in nature, glaciers do not signify health. They signify flow, frozen in place, and underneath every glacier, deep fractures begin to form. Institutions that refuse to move do not eliminate stress. They store it by binding themselves to rigid codes and banning emotion. The Jedi became an archive of the past rather than a living system. They stopped being gardeners of peace and became caretakers of a museum. Yoda once said, "The greatest teacher, failure is," but the Order never allowed itself to fail. And because they never failed, they never learned. Failure implies change. The Jedi feared change, so they doubled down on control. Emotion was treated as a virus, attachment as a crime, dissent as danger. They believed that if they stood still enough, the galaxy would stand still with them. But the galaxy is a living organism. It moves, it evolves, it breathes. And when you try to force a living thing to stop moving, you don't create harmony, you create suffocation. What began as wisdom calcified into dogma, discipline hardened into arrogance. The Jedi thought they were holding chaos back. In reality, they were just building a wall. While the water kept rising, this is the hidden cost of delayed collapse. Think of it as a debt. Every conflict the Jedi suppressed without was borrowed time. Every emotion they buried was borrowed peace. Every change they denied was a loan taken out against the future. For 1,000 years, they paid only the interest. They bought centuries of quiet, but systems always balanced their books. When Order 66 happened, when the temple burned, when the Republic fell overnight, it wasn't a sudden tragedy, it was the galaxy calling in the debt. With interest, even their education reflected this fragility. Jedi training did not teach adaptation, it enforced conformity. Knowledge was not expanded, it was curated. They raised generations of peacekeepers who knew how to follow rules, but forgot how to survive change. Education without evolution is just indoctrination, and indoctrination breeds brittleness. The Jedi did not fall because they were overpowered. They fell because they were immobile. A statue can stand for centuries, but push it once, and it doesn't bend. It shatters. So, the next time you mourn the Jedi, ask yourself, did they actually guard the peace? Or did they just hold their breath for 1,000 years? Balance is not achieved by freezing the system. It is achieved by allowing it to bleed, to break, and to heal. When systems refuse to bleed, the Force does not intervene with mercy, it intervenes with correction. And that correction usually wears a face we call a monster. This is the lore abyss, where stories are not just told, but understood.